APC! APC!
Chants of slogans and party acronyms. Without some of these, perhaps political gatherings are not complete. Different political parties with different slogans and acronyms. For over 16 years, the People's Democratic Party has had its slogan, what has somewhat become a household identity. But as some politicians will say, it is a season of change. At least that's what the ruling APC says. The opposition PDP too appears to be changing, and this you might find interesting.
Change!
Former Senate President David Mark is spearheading what may turn out to be a rebranding for the PDP.
Change! PDP!
That is the message we have for Nigerians. And the people who change the change are PDP people. PDP!
Change!
Interesting one there, of course. That was the Port Harcourt Rally convention of the People's Democratic Party. Some of the interesting side of politics I like to bring to you every time on the program. Did you see that? Always watch out for it. And we'll put it on our website and our YouTube page so that you can watch it over and over again. Did you see that? We're rebranding for the PDP, if you may call it. Let's get some legal perspectives into what we're discussing tonight. The looted funds. Respected Nigerian lawyer, Chief Mike Ozekome, joins us from our Abuja studio. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. Many thanks for coming on the program. A lot of Nigerians have been talking about the looted funds. And perhaps at this point in time, one will be wondering, Mr. Femi Adesina told us that the president is cautious, maybe because of legal implications. Are there any legal implications into this matter for them not to put names to these recovered loots?
Well, Okembaloye, let me say this. Welcome viewers, that I wouldn't have personally liked to be drawn into this argument, which was essentially between two leading lights of the two major political parties, the ruling party and the main opposition, simply because I'm not a card-carrying member of any political party. And my funny observation in the last few months is that to critique the government now, or to critique Mr. President, even when you do that objectively and offer solutions, it is taking that you are against the government, or that, oh, corruption is fighting back. So it becomes difficult to really carry out plurality of ideas, of vision, to open up new vistas, to re-win, to remake, to re-engineer this country. That is where I am a little hesitant on this issue. But if you ask me, and I must say something, I've never been afraid to say my views. Each of them had a point. Each of them had a point. Mr. President had promised his country, men and women, that look, we have made a lot of recovery of loot in gargantuan and elephantine and behemoth proportion. So the appetites of Nigerians were advisedly whetted, and they were waiting to know these figures, not just to know the figures, to know the people who looted our commonwealth, our common treasury. So the issue of integrity has now come in. To be or not to be, the chicken or the egg, which comes first? What I understand my good friend Femi Adesina to more or less be saying is that the government should be trusted. It should be taken as given that they have said so, and the Nigerians should believe. It was President Reagan, former president of America, who said, Trust, but verify. Trust, but verify. The fact that questions are being asked is not a way of trying to show that we do not trust. How much, for example, of the loot was from Abacha, which loot has been going on for about 20 years, the recovery? How much of the loot is from the new people that were said to have rapaciously, like barbaric schooler, like with bacchanalian propensity to consume? How much has also been taken from them? And who are these people? They are not ghosts. They are not apparitions. They are human beings, flesh and blood.
Chief Executive,
I would personally have expected the government to name the people.
Well, they have given...
In the absence of the government naming the people, I would have preferred to be on the side of caution, as Mr. Additional said, not to mention interim attachments. Because an interim attachment of an amount is not a final attachment. That is because there are cases. Some of these people were told, return such and such an amount. And they said, no, we are not owing you. I have not done anything. Some of them said, take me to court if you want to. Some of them are held for long periods of time until they are forced or they are compelled to say, okay, will we pay? Now, if you were not so sure, because there are some legal encumbrances surrounding the interim attachment, then such an amount should not have been mentioned. Because a time is going to come very soon when Nigerians will again say, how much of this recovered loot have you used to perform the present budget? So advisedly, I would have preferred the government ruling out exactly the figures of what you call cash at hand. This is the money with us, which we have gotten. And this is from Chief A, this is from Dr. B, this is from Alhaji C, this is from Lady D, this is from Professor F, and then Nigerians will say, oh, it's even another way of fighting the corruption. They will now say, oh, so you, Chief A, that has been brandishing your wealth in the society, buying private jets. So you were buying private jets from funds looted from our treasury. Oh, you, Alhaji B, you that has been busy donating from one ceremony to another with hectares and hectares of farmlands. So it is from our commonwealth that you have been enjoying. I think it is not enough to say that a government should be believed just because we have to believe it. A case of saying res ipsa loquitur. The thing speaks for itself. Right. I think a government needs to dialogue with us. We can interrogate the government. They need to tell us, they need to explain, so that they carry us along in this common project of savaging Nigeria from a tiny clique, less than 1% or 175 million people, that has held Nigeria by the jugular vein and has made corruption a monstrous 37th state of Nigeria. Indeed, the richest state in Nigeria.